time to rise and shine. I'm Shelby Barrett, the STONED for the STONED Roadie Show, and it's time to wake and bake with Craig Reed and Griff Martin.
Stone Roadie Show, podcast 244, Wake and Bake, The Morning Buzz, episode 117. Action. Alrighty then, fellow slaves and earthlings, looky here, looky here. My name's Craig Reed, a.k.a. the Stone Roadie. And it's November the 3rd, 2024, and it's, yesterday morning we then fell back to, I guess this is daylight savings time? What do they call this? I don't even know. Yeah, but anyway, we falled back yesterday, this morning, I guess. So, it's 6 a.m., and, it's a hour earlier than it used to be, I guess.
Yeah, and you guys have to go to work now. Even earlier.
And that's all I got to talk about here this morning. How about you, Griff?
Oh yeah, it was that's a nice little decoration you got back behind you there, Craig. How was your Halloween? Did you have some trick-or-treaters?
No, God almighty knows. We've never had a trick-or-treater back here. It's 550 feet off the damn road, or 500 feet or whatever. I don't
Plus,
know.
You're that
But
guy.
there's all kind of I live in a place where they sold out all these farms around here. And every time they sold out a farm, they put up a housing development. So that's where everybody goes.
Plus, you're kind of that old grouch on the corner down there anyway. Those kids ain't gonna come over there.
Yeah.
You know what I did, Craig? I put all my lights off, and I put my lock on my gate, and then I turned all the lights off and everything, and then I got up the next morning thinking I got away with something. I left my garage door open all night. And I was thinking somebody could have egged it. Somebody could have stole stuff, but they didn't.
People was wondering about Friday. I kind of put something up, and I said, dang, I did a podcast Friday. Then I did one a Saturday one with Kathy Godzi. Then I did one Monday. Then I did one Wednesday. Then I did one Thursday. So we took a break. Friday off. I'd call Griff. I says, man, I just did one Friday, Saturday, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. He said, well, let's just get off until Monday morning. I said, that sounds good to me. So that's what we did. But I put up a thing that said we were postponing it, but people didn't seem to mind too much since me and Kathy did the Halloween special. So
and I tell you what, I already noticed that they're talking about Christmas already. That's like seeing Christmas commercials, and I'm like, damn, they're running Thanksgiving and Christmas right together. But my Christmas present will be Mr. T if he gets elected. That's my Christmas present if that happens. Speaking of which, I tell you what, man, I was thinking of something today, and I was thinking, look, they said that the race is so close that it's they don't even know it's too close. How can that possibly be? How can there be that many stupid people? That would mean that there's a chance, Craig. I mean, these people have driver's licenses. They're going down the road at 80 miles an hour on the other side of you, just a foot away. These are stupid people that that are cooking your meals at the restaurant and serving you.
Oh, it's not only
These are
that.
surgeons. These are surgeons that are these liberals are taking your kidney stone out and
It's
shit.
people I've known all my life almost, and I never knew they were insane.
Yeah. I think if there's always something good about something bad, at least we know who the hell we're dealing with, because you can almost look at them and tell if they're liberal or not. You just about look at them.
I posted something the other day making a joke about Tampon Tim, and some guy told me that I should be ashamed of myself making up lies about Tim wanting to put tampon machines in boys' bathrooms. God, it's all over the internet. Take your head out of the damn sand, man. Jiminy Christmas. You're talking out your ass, man. You don't even know what you're talking about. You're gonna vote for somebody you don't even know what their agenda is. Yeah, they think there's 37, 87 genders. You know, anybody that think there's more than two genders is mentally ill. I'm sorry.
But anyway, Craig, we have any donations or anything we want to
You
talk
know
about?
what? We don't have any donations, and yeah, the book we done closed out the book. The guy sent me a check for $300, and I kind of messed up on the vest.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, kind of. You know, because of my brain damage, I kind of I don't know how the guy said he was going to bid. Sue M said she'd bid 125 on it, and then somebody else said he'd bid 150 on it or whatever if I would sign it or whatever. But he must have. This is the best, and it's one my nephew got off. Billy Powell, my nephew, they gave it to my one of the doctors out where Billy Powell was in recovery, and one of the doctors there had Billy sign it, but they put to Joe on it, and it's a small. So Bill,
Yeah, that's why you get this patch right here to cover it up.
Yeah. But somebody said they would bid 150 on it, and my dumb ass, I wrote it down, and now I can't find where I wrote it down, and it must have been somebody on FakeBook, and I can't remember who it was.
Oh hell!
And so, yeah, whoever that was that bid 150 on it, yeah, contact me, and because I can't remember who you were, and you must have did it on FakeBook, because I looked all over in my mail and I couldn't find it.
Well, it has to be somebody that watches, and you didn't post it on Facebook.
It gets posted on FakeBook.
No, I mean, you didn't post it on Facebook like a picture saying you were.
No, somebody probably IM'd me on my instant
Yeah,
message.
somebody watched the podcast, so they're probably watching right now.
Yeah, yeah. So
Did you get a bid for the camera from Tom Garrett for 175?
Yeah, but then he said he would go ahead and bump it up to 200, but I didn't want to say that because I was just going to give it to him for 175 if somebody didn't overbid it or whatever. But I didn't want to say that, and because I couldn't give him a deal on it if I said that. So I just went ahead and said.
Well, he put it in the comments is the only reason I mentioned it.
Yeah, but then he wrote me and he said he'd actually go 200 on it, but I didn't want to say that because if somebody bid more than that, I was gonna, didn't bid more than that, I was gonna give it to him for 175.
Well, that's a pretty good deal. It's a $400 camera.
But yeah, that's a real good deal, and it's just like my this one here, the 3. It's just like this one. except for that one doesn't. This one doesn't have the flip screen on it. It's just got a regular screen on it. This has got the flip screen, but it's exactly the same camera according to Robert Wheatley, except for the flip screen.
Cool.
And it doesn't have some of the accessories that come on this one either, because this was this was in a package. This was like $800 in a package, but it come with a case and extra. I'm not sure really what's in the box because I haven't opened it. I know that this one piece here is a wide angle lens, and I think this down here would be a tripod. One of these is the extra batteries. Might be both extra batteries. I don't know, but it's sealed, and I don't want to open it.
Right. Yeah, that's all right.
So, no, I can't really tell what's in there, but these are like the best cameras are out there. Like that drone, that DJI drone, they're trying to outlaw that in the United States because it's Chinese. And normally I'm kind of against buying stuff that's Chinese, but that thing is so much better than anything you can buy in the United States. They're trying to outlaw even having them for sale because they're superior to any drone that we make. And it's the same with these cameras. I went last night. I went to the Moose Lodge to my buddy that was in a band there, but I only filmed one song, and it was Mr. Breeze. And I was messing around with it, and I turned the camera. I was playing with the screen because when I touched the screen, somehow I turned it off, and I only got half the song. And I was doing it in 4K, and but from what I can see from it, man, it looks great. But I only got a little bit of it. Man, the camera and the sound just from the internal microphone.
Oh yeah. Cool.
Is exceptional. I mean, but it's kind of weird because I touched the screen, and when I touched the screen, I quit recording, and then I didn't realize that I'd done that.
And you were walking around thinking you were recording?
I was sitting in one spot. Well, no, I was standing in one spot, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I looked down and I saw I was in 4K, and then I tried to change it to 1080p.
Did you download it on your computer, or did you just view it?
No, I just looked at it off the memory card. But it looks from what I got, it looked great and it sounded great, but I didn't get enough of it to put it up or nothing. I thought about maybe putting some of it up, but it's in 4K, and that dang 4K stuff takes so long, it takes up so much room, it takes so long to download.
I know. Well, Tom, if you get it for 200, man, that's a deal. So I wouldn't sweat it, you know.
Yeah, he sent Kathy Gotzi one too, and she's working on getting hers all together, you know. So that's cool.
Yeah, so Robert Wheatley, we appreciate that donation, man. And as you can see, people also appreciate it because they're bidding on it. And
oh yeah, Kathy asked me. She said, "Man, she said, I don't want you to just give this to me. What can I do for you?" And he said, "I'd like to get those 3 copies of those pictures that she was donating." So I guess she had two sets of them, and she's going to send him a set of those.
Okay,
pictures that she had for auction here for the survivors.
All right. Well, so we gone through the donations and the bids on things, and you said the book, which is this book.
Yeah,
sold
Bruce Franchier. Yeah, he got the book, and I got that goes to Gene, and
yeah, and it's
oh, I do
autographed.
have a thing on here from Bill. Hey, Craig. Jeff. Okay, a guy named Jeff. Okay, I got the note right here, my dumbass. I didn't think I could find it. Hey, Craig, I'll bid 150 for the Billy jacket if you sign it and a letter of authenticity and the patch.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I'll mail the
Jeff. So, hey,
patch.
Jeff. Yeah, yeah. So, Jeff, we got that. We're gonna go ahead and you'll be the winner of this jacket here. Then, yeah. Sorry. See, I say I got brain damage. You know, I don't do a pre-show even with myself. I just got
No,
no.
we've never done a pre-show.
I got
Maybe
notes.
you can tell.
Yeah, I'm as dumb as Kamala. I gotta use notes, but I'm not nothing going to get using notes. But Mr. T doesn't use any notes, but I'm not running for president, and Kamala is. So.
And that Mr. T, he can go on and on for
Man, that guy's
hours.
amazing. He does interview after interview after interview and talks for 2 hours. And
Yeah.
Kamala, she does. She the only press conference she did was when she did an emergency press conference and said that she just got new information that a general that Trump had fired, came out and said that Trump once said that he wanted all of his generals to be generals like Hitler would have. And he's a threat to society. She's trying to get him killed, man. I swear.
Well, of course,
That
the guy
woman's that
said it.
woman's evil, man.
If
Of course,
Trump
it's not
fired
just
him,
her. She's just a controlled puppet like Biden. You know.
I just, I have to say, she made me sick from the first time I ever laid eyes on her, and she's making me even sicker the more I see her. I just want her to go away. Like,
Some of the things she did to people as a prosecutor was evil. I mean, just evil. It's just
well, they're supporting a war that could be stopped that they didn't even need to start, and people are dying every day in a war that they caused, and they go lay down at night like nothing ever happened.
Trump says he'll have that war finished, done before he even gets to be president. If he's voted in, the
Yeah,
war will be over
they say
with
he can end it with a phone call.
before, in just a matter of days, that war will be over.
Yeah, and then you
And
still
it's
have
costing us
people.
billions of dollars. You people out there are sick, man. That can't see this stuff. I don't know what the hell's wrong with you people, man. You're sick. You're a bunch of sheep. I was thinking about was funny, but it kind of involves, both sides. All of you are a bunch of garbage, bunch of fat garbage.
Well, you see a
Bunch
lot
of
of rich
sheep.
people.
Bunch of sheep, man. You all must be sheep. You all just a bunch of fat sheep. I
You
mean,
see all these
you're
rich
you're
people.
all addicted to what these evil son of a bitches have you addicted to this food, and they put stuff to addict you all to it, and you all have complied. 80% of you son of a bitches are obese. You must have complied to something. My God.
You see all these rich people, like in the rich neighborhoods, they all have Kamala Harris signs and Walt signs because they're tied into the paycheck somehow. They don't care about the country; they just care about the money. That's what they care about. They don't care about they're getting ready to be a communist. Because they've got plenty of money and they can be okay if they're a communist. Yeah. So, but anyway, Craig, we can jump in these comments that we got here, and if you want to get started on that,
Oh,
you
you
ready?
know what? I did. I don't know if anybody else did. I don't know, but I actually did an investigation on Ron Popeil.
Yeah, I did too, but I didn't really find a lot.
Well, he became Ronco. Ron
Oh
Popeil
yeah,
became Ronco, Yeah, and he made the first karaoke machine. He made the pocket fisherman. He made the Vegematic, the buttoneer, the smokeless ashtray, the electric food dehydrator, the inside the egg scrambler, um, the great looking hair formula, number 9, hair in a can, rhinestone stud
Yeah,
setter.
that's one I remember. That one, the stud setter.
Yeah. Later called the bedazzler, and then the cap staffler. I don't know what that is. Yeah, yeah. He made the pasta makers and countertop rotisserie ovens and food dehydrators and chopping gadgets. Yeah, that's basically what
He didn't come up with the inertia nutcracker, did he? Because I remember one year my old man bought like about 20 of these inertia nutcrackers because he got a deal on them, and everybody got an inertia nutcracker. It was some kind of a thing, and you pulled it back, and it had a rubber band on it, and then you push the trigger, and it slammed into the nut and cracked it. It was a piece of shit, but it, he got a deal, and that was everybody's Christmas. People used to do stuff like that to get away with, buying people Christmas presents. Everybody get the same thing. But yeah, that was pretty good, Craig. That buttoneer, that one, they had a commercial for that buttoneer and that rhinestone stud setter, like running every weekend.
Yeah, now I remember the rhinestone stuff.
Yeah.
People were putting the rhinestones all in the back of their jackets and in their jeans and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, man, he made a mint off of all that stuff.
Well, that's when all that stuff was popular, putting that rhinestone, the hippie stuff, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Rhinestones in your shit.
And that would, well, you can go buy those like
I'm
at
a
the Hobby and
rhinestone
Lobby.
cowboy.
You can get anything you want down at the Hobby Lobby, man. You can make stained glass. You can put rhinestones in. You can burn wood. That Hobby Lobby, if you can't get it there, you can't get it. That's like, I think it might be like a liberal place though, but that's a great place to go. That's where I get my paint supplies and stuff. If anybody doesn't have a Hobby Lobby, go check it out. So, yeah, Craig, got anything else?
Well, off of FakeBook, Jimmy Smith, or Jimmy J. Smith, yeah. He'd like to hear the stories about us traveling and playing in Glasgow, Scotland, at the Apollo Theaters when we were there. I was there three times with Skinner, and I think I was there with Foreigner. I've been there a bunch of times. But Skinner played there 75, 76, and 77. And God, that place is just a little shithole, man. I mean, it really is. It's just God, it don't hold that many people. I can't think of exactly how many, but it's old. It's just a really old damn place.
And how long were you there though?
Just one day, just in and out one day.
Yeah. So you just can't say every time you were there?
Do what?
Every time that you were there, you were just in and out. You were there 3 times.
Yeah, the stage is real high, and then the crowd is like down here in these real old freaking theater.
Was
man.
it crowded? Pretty crowded.
Stage up here, and then there's a big orchestra pit here, and then separating the audience out here. There's a big orchestra pit.
Did they sell out? They were.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
But last time we were there, there's a English pub right next door to the place, and me and El, it was last time I was there with the Skinner tribute band. Um, Me and Ellen Powell was sitting over that English pub drinking uh, pints or whatever you call 'em at that English pub, yeah, next door. Pretty cool. That's a cool, neat little place, but it's old. It's just a
Yeah, all
shithole
of
to
it.
play, though.
Yeah, when I was in Ireland, um, I went into a pub. I had to go into a pub, an Irish pub. And then I went in there and there's these guys sitting around and they knew as soon as I opened my mouth what they were going to do to me. And they came over there and I was like, yeah, I just want to get a nice Irish beer, and the guy set me up with one of these real thick lagers, It was just nasty. I mean, I took a sip of it and I couldn't even drink it, and they were laughing at me. And this guy came over and he just chugged it down. I don't see how he did. I would have puked, and so then they brought me another one, and it was still nasty.
It's
But
warm. Yeah, they don't have
yeah,
refrigeration stuff
it
over
comes out of
there
the
like they
basement.
do here, man.
Yeah,
Ice is a luxury over there, man.
yeah. They keep it in the basement. It's just cool. It's not cold.
And it's not very healthy. Their water isn't the best of all at all. you
No,
know,
I
and their
I wouldn't
machines
drink their water.
to make ice aren't the cleanest either. So
And they smoke like crazy over there. Everybody smokes. And I mean, I don't know about now, but there were. Um,
yeah,
there
but
was
they
a
smoke
guy.
the tobacco they smoke doesn't it doesn't have that igniter in it. It's not as lethal as the uh, tobacco here. It's more or less straight smoking tobacco there. They don't put 580 chemicals in a cigarette to addict you and everything, and they don't put stuff in. If you smoke a cigarette over there, if you're not puffing on it, it'll go out. Put it in an ashtray, it'll go out. And there's no rings around it or nothing to put it, no chemicals to put it out. It'll just go out because
Yeah,
they don't put that ignitant in it to keep it lit so that if you put it down it just burns up and you got to light another one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like in World War II, in your MREs, you got a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
And they were the good kind of cigarettes. Kind of probably like Joe Crimp rolls his own tobacco and makes his own cigarettes. And he said that's the way to go. But
Yeah.
you were
Yeah.
you were talking about that concert. There was a guy, and he mentioned in the comments. He said Griff. It's in here somewhere. He says Eric Clapton and J.J. Cale never played together in the '70s, which I looked it up, and I was there for Eric Clapton, and I swore to God, I thought that was J.J. Cale. But then I didn't really know that much about J.J. Cale. But I did. I went back to the Civic Center archives and looked up, and it was Eric Clapton, but not J.J. Cale. And it was some guy that was playing with him. His name was John Martin, and that's who I thought J.J. Cale was. But it did suck. It sucked really bad. But then I was looking at the lineup in 1977 at the Lakeland Civic Center. Craig, check this out. This is who played in the Lakeland Civic Center in 1977. The Beach Boys, Kansas, Queen, Blue Oyster Cult, the Electric Light Orchestra, Parliament Funkadelic, who I don't know who that was.
Funkadelic, yeah.
Yeah, Boston, the Grateful Dead, the Beach Boys, Lynyrd Skynyrd, Kansas, the Doobie Brothers, Crosby, Stills, and Nash, Rod Stewart, Marshall Tucker, Styx, and Bob Seger. Now, can you imagine if you went to every one of those concerts in 1977. That was a hell of a damn lineup, man. And then in
Yeah.
78, you had the Charlie Daniels Band, Ted Nugent, John Sebastian, Art Garfunkel, Eric Clapton, John Denver. Let me see. Oh, this is the same one. Hold on a second. No, 79. Boston, Styx, Sha Na Na, the Bar-Kays, Heart, Styx again, Willie Nelson, Rick James, the Charlie Daniels Band, Moody Blues, Supertramp, the Village People, Kiss, Yes, Bad Company, Van Halen, Peter Frampton, Ted Nugent, Blue Oyster Cult, Little River Band, The Cars, Jimmy Buffett, Coral Reefer Band, Jethro Tull, REO Speedwagon, Marshall Tucker, Kansas, Foreigner, and the Outlaws. That's a lot of damn good bands in 2 years. If you'd have seen every one of those, you'd have been seeing some concerts, you know. I imagine every one of those I named, Craig, you guys probably joined on stage at one point in time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, did Hart play with Lynyrd Skynyrd?
Oh God, yeah, yeah. Hart, Lynyrd Skynyrd, and Marshall Tucker did a big
Yeah.
outdoor.
How about
thing.
Moody Blues? Did they?
No,
How about Supertramp?
no,
Did Yes play with Skinner?
no,
No, that's pretty good. You can remember that. Never with Van Halen.
no, no. That was before.
How about Little River Band?
I don't think so.
The Cars?
No.
How about Jimmy Buffett?
No.
No. Kansas?
Kansas, we did a show with, I believe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you did a show with Foreigner, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And the Outlaws for sure.
Oh God, yeah. Hundreds with the Outlaws.
Let me see. Well, that's quite a bit that you didn't do. You did shows with Ted Nugent for sure. And you did one with Eric Clapton, right?
Mhm.
Because, yeah. How about Santana?
Oh, yeah, yeah, we did some with
Yeah,
Sam.
because that's what Gene said. He
Artimus,
threw.
yeah, Artimus used to buddy up with Carlos.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
How about the Grateful Dead? Do anything with
No,
them?
we did stuff at the Winterland. That's where they were. That was kind of like their home base there at Winterland. But we would go in a day before or a day after them always.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How about
We were there a couple of days after they had given everybody acid. They
Oh,
had a
yeah, I
show
remember you talking
and gave
about that.
everybody acid. Yeah, everybody there was tripping.
How about REO Speedwagon?
That was the one time we got that film was from Winterland. Yeah, that was a couple days after Grateful Dead had played there and put.
Oh, that film, yeah, from
Spike the
Winterland.
Punch.
That was 2 days after Grateful Dead.
Spike the Punch, yeah.
There was two Winterlands though. There was a 75 and a
Well, one of I don't know remember which one, but there was one of
Yeah.
them. We were there a couple days before the Dead were there and Spike the Punch, and everybody was tripping.
How about REO Speedwagon? Did you ever play with them?
Oh God, yeah, we've done
Yeah?
a lot of shows with REO and Blue Oyster Cult and
How about Aerosmith?
Aerosmith. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever play with Aerosmith after the plane crash? The band, the tribute band?
Rossington Collins played with Joe Perry.
Did you ever ask him like, "Hey man, did you guys turn down our plane?"
No, no. Joe
No, never
Perry, the
asked him.
Joe Perry project came in with the Rossington Collins band played up somewhere in the east, and Joe Perry project was scheduled to play, and they didn't show up till the very last second, and they were just in and out.
I remember this concert in 1978, June 17th, Foghat. Did you guys ever play
Foghat,
with
yeah, we did
Foghat?
shows with Foghat.
Yeah, Foghat was awesome. How about Alice Cooper?
No, I love Alice Cooper
Never
though.
did
I've been
anything
to
with
some
Alice
Alice
Cooper?
Cooper shows. I love Alice Cooper.
How about Beach Boys? Never did.
I know Alice Cooper. I've been up to I was up at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame one time, and he was up there, and I started talking to him, and he had uh, Coopertown up in Cleveland, right across from the stadium, and that's when I had the motorcycle dealership, and a bunch of us from the Main Street Saloon in Akron rode up to Cooperstown and partied with him up there. That was really cool.
Well, he was just hanging around there when you came up there,
He owned the place, yeah. He owned Cooperstown. It was
and you
he was
saw him
just
at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
yeah. I was talking to him at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame about his being at that car auction that because he lives out there in um, the Arizona, and they have that car auction out there. And I said, man, I just saw you out in that car auction. And he had sold some cars out there. We were just bullshitting, and then I told him I was with Skinner and stuff, and I had a motorcycle shop, and you know all that shit. And he said. Told me about his bar. He said, "Yeah, come up and party at Cooperstown." So we all got together and went up to Cooperstown. A bunch of us.
And he just happened to
Motorcycle.
be there, huh?
Yeah, it was real cool. Yeah, we had a good time.
But you never played. Skinner never played with him.
No, no.
How about the Beach Boys?
Yeah, yeah, we did. What one of the World Series of Rocks was at the Beach Boys. One of the very first World Series of Rock was Skinner and the Beach Boys in 76,
This I saw him in '78, but I remember it kind of. I wasn't like real thrilled with with it either. You know, it's just I don't know. Even back then, the Beach Boys were kind of out of date to me. You know. How about Genesis?
No,
No, never. They were everywhere at one time. That Phil Collins, man, that guy was a maniac. He was all over the place there for a while. You couldn't turn the TV on without seeing him. And you know, he had all the beer commercials. What about Hall and
yeah.
Oates?
Phil had a run in with Alan.
He did?
Yeah, Phil told Alan to shock the monkey.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, shock the monkey.
What was Alan doing? Was he just
Shooting
tore
those
up?
gelatos. Yeah, he was that gelatos is basically synthetic heroin or whatever. He said, "Told him
And
to shock
and
the
Phil
monkey."
saw him doing it?
I don't. I wasn't right there, but Alan told me that he told him to shock the monkey.
What does that mean?
Shock the monkey means to quit doing heroin. The monkey on your back.
So,
Shock the monkey. Quit.
so that's what the song is, right? Shock the monkey.
Shock the monkey. Yeah. Yeah. When you quit doing heroin, you got that monkey on your back, and you're shocking
So
you're shocking the monkey.
so he sang the song "Shock the Monkey" and he told
Shock,
Alan to shock the
shock the
monkey.
monkey. Yeah.
Damn.
Monkey.
That's pretty
Shock
bad,
the monkey.
Phil Collins comes up and tells you, "Hey man,
Hey,
shock the
shock the
monkey."
monkey. Yeah.
Damn. How about Hall and Oates? Did you guys ever play with them?
No, no, never.
Queen?
I did a whole tour with Queen, with Journey. when I
Oh
was with
yeah,
Shirley. Yeah, we
cool.
did a whole tour with Queen.
What about Doobie Brothers?
Did some shows with Doobie Brothers. Yeah, yeah.
I remember Bob Dylan played December 15th, and I wish I'd have gone to that, and I didn't go. I was thinking, I'm not going to go to that, but yeah, so that was stupid that I didn't go to that. Let me see. That was the 70s, those some of those bands that I listened to, and I was just wondering if you'd ever how about Kenny Rogers? Ever play with Kenny
Uh-uh.
Rogers?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
How about Nazareth? Did I already say that?
Hmm.
Yeah. There's other people like Linda Ronstadt. Here it says Rossington Collins played in 1980, October 26th at the Lakeland Civic Center. And I actually think I saw that. I think I was there for that too. Which, yeah, because I remember I was wanting to see those guys after the plane crash. I was like, man, I got to see if they still sound the same. And yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah, you got a pretty good memory when it comes to that kind of stuff, Craig, as far as, remembering who you played with and who you didn't play with, as far as uh, gigs, venues and stuff. There wasn't any like question. You were pretty sure you did or you didn't. It wasn't
Yeah.
any, oh, I can't remember. Usually it's like, "Oh, I can't remember." But this time yeah, you knew all of those, all those guys and who you played and who you didn't, which kind of jarred a few memories loose.
Well, I was kind of at the gig all day long, so a lot of those, bands, I talked to people, and
Yeah. And you got to, well, you were opening up for some and some were opening up for
well,
you.
I was, when I was a guitar roadie, there was all kind of people that would just wander in the tuning room, all kind of rock stars would just wander in the tuning room and just kind of curious what Lynyrd Skynyrd's tuning room looked like,
Oh yeah.
just how things were set up, I guess, just they just walk in and kind of
Were you guys pretty
snooping
comparable
around.
to everybody else? Would you guys have the same methods and everything as far as tuning?
Basically, yeah, basically.
I always remember whenever I would go to a concert and I'd see those guys up on stage tuning the guitars and setting them all up. I was thinking, man, those guys got it made. They make great money.
Well, some bands back in the old days, some bands would have a tuning room and they'd have a practice drum kit in there set up, and there'd be a little like a little hell house, with a little, not a full drum kit, but just with them pads, the drum,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and they would do like a rehearsal in the tuning room.
Um, got anything else, Craig, before we jump into these comments?
No, God, I thought we were into the comments.
No, we were still doing some talking point bullshit. Yeah, we were.
Oh, was that just jibber
That
jabber?
was jibber
Damn.
jabber, man. Yeah, that was jibber jabber. Yeah, so Kimmy's back, and Kimmy, she says she was bored on Saturday watching again, uh, and she started laughing her ass off at, I guess you called it a boopa and a dicky do. It's a fupa, Kimmy. A
Fupa.
fupa, a forward upper pelvic area is, that's what those ladies, those big fat ladies, got that big fupa hanging over. Uh, but Kimmy says she's still losing weight. You
All
know,
righty, Kimmy.
yeah. So that fupa, she probably don't have a fupa, do you, Kimmy? You probably, yeah. I think she said she's only like she was 20 pounds overweight, and her son said, "No, you're not, Mom," and she says she's still losing. So you're about right where you need to be there, Kimmy. And does your husband have a dicky do?
£20 ain't too bad, you know.
No, that's
20
not
pounds,
too bad.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's not too bad.
it ain't too bad. I mean,
35's obese, you know.
yeah,
You know, that 35 pounds over your normal weight's obese.
yeah, but 35 pounds. I mean, for some people that you could get rid of that fast, but when it starts going into 40 and 50, and you start bumping up like that, now you're stretching skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steve Jones asks, Craig, was that piano, that smaller piano that Billy was playing on the old gray whistle test, a loaner, or was it his?
That was I believe that was ours. Yeah, we took
Yeah.
equipment over there, yeah.
What kind of piano did he have? Was it like a
It was
little
a
baby?
Wurlitzer.
Oh yeah,
Little Wurlitzer, yeah.
the little. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that now.
I don't remember how many keys were on those things. 72 or
What were,
something.
what were you then? Were you a drum tech or
I was a drum roadie, yeah.
drum roadie? I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kevin set up the keyboards. Basically, Joe Barnes did the guitars and the amps, and Kevin did the keyboards, which became a lot more and the out front sound. But keyboards became more um, cumbersome after he got the Steinway and the Hammond and the B3s and stuff, you know. But
Yeah.
yeah, when he just had that Wurlitzer, man, it was just where are we gonna put Billy? It's
Yeah.
just that little Wurlitzer. Yeah, shit, that thing ain't 4 feet long, you know. If that.
And they've got them sounding so good now. It sounds just like a baby grand. These little tiny keyboards that they have, man, they got some
Oh
really
God,
good.
that Wurlitzer's 60 years old, man.
Yeah, oh
Jamie.
yeah.
Just got a pedal on it, you know. Just put a sustain pedal on it. It's got four legs and a sustain pedal, and it's just set up.
It's crazy when you look at them when the way they spin around. That speaker, how it spins
Oh yeah,
around.
yeah, the Leslie, yeah,
Yeah,
the organ, the
it's
Leslie.
like you wonder why would they have that, but then when you hear it, you know why.
Yeah, it's a vibrato type of.
Yeah, it just kind of, and you can change the speed of it, make it
Yeah, yeah.
sound.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
it's just
whoa.
crazy shit, man. Whoever
Yeah.
thought of that? It's like, how the hell did they think of that?
B3, the Hammond B3, yeah. I guess those were church organs or whatever they
Yeah,
started.
they were. Yeah, I wonder what Deep Purple played. What kind of,
Oh, I don't
those.
know.
It was more. It was an organ,
Most
but
everybody had a B3. Greg Allman, God, everybody had a B3. Yeah, I mean, those things.
yeah.
Everybody had
Yeah,
a
because I remember
B3.
Deep Purple came out, and Machine Head, and that was on. It was a Machine Head. It was those big cumbersome tapes that you plugged in. And my brother, he had a Chevy too, and he had that Machine Head in there. Next thing I know, he goes down to, I think it was Sears, and buys a damn organ. And now he thinks he's playing Deep Purple shit. It was funny. But we love Deep Purple and Machine Head, man, and that organ playing. That was cool. Yeah, so yeah, that was a long answer to that question there,
We
Steve
did a
Jones.
bunch of shows at Deep Purple.
Oh yeah, you did?
Tribute, the tribute band did, yeah.
Oh wow, cool. Like, did you hang out with them and stuff?
Um, um,
Did you talk to Blackmore? Was he in
Steve,
there?
Steve, Morris. Steve Morris was the guitar player with them then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh okay.
he's the guy that played with did one of the songs "Give Me Back My Bullets." I think he played with Skynyrd.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just tore it up, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that on a recording that we could see on the internet somewhere?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Steve Morrison when he played with Skinner. Yeah, man, he burned it up, man.
Man, I'll have to
God,
look that
yeah,
up. Yeah.
yeah, he burned it up.
Let me see here. Back to the questions. Autumn Honecker, did the girls in the band partake in any drugs or did just the guys?
They just
Well,
smoked some pot.
yeah, they just
They
smoked some
didn't do it.
weed. They didn't do it. Did they do any?
JoJo might have did some lines, but yeah, they just smoked some weed and drank a little bit. Nothing.
But Cassie, you didn't ever see. Did you
No,
ever
just
see
smoked
Steve?
weed. I don't even think I ever saw Cassie drink any liquor at all.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
And Leslie, she doesn't strike me as any kind of
No,
a
uh-uh.
drinker or drug user or anything, which is kind of nice, you know? Yeah, it's kind of nice. Let me see here. Uh, how long have Griff, Kimmy, how long have you known Craig? Well, it's probably about 6 years now, Craig.
God, I don't know.
It's, right around 2017.
All
Uh,
these
something like
years
that.
coming.
Yeah, it goes by fast, man. Um,
I don't
I can't
know.
even remember. I'd have to go back to Facebook and look at. I know I was saving some of Craig's posts, so I could go back there and look at. But yeah,
It's back,
we
yeah,
met
right
on
when you was
Facebook,
first
Kimmy.
hanging around with Joe Crimp and Gene and them. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because that's what happened was I didn't. I remember you and I were friends on Facebook, but I didn't know who the hell you were until
Oh, you were just
Joe.
commenting on my post because you say
Yeah,
shit that I'd like to say, but I can't.
yeah, because I get in trouble. So and then I was in that. I still have the video of Joe Crimp, his band playing, and I think, one of the guys that the bass player, he's dead now. Got killed in a head-on collision. But yeah, they were up there playing, and these two big fat girls were dancing, and I think I may have posted it, and then I think Alta told me, Griff, take that down, and I was like, yeah, that was pretty rude to do that, and Joe, I still have that video, and I don't know if I should. I don't know what song they were playing. If I put it on, then it might we wouldn't get monetized if I put it on. I guess I could put it on without the music. I'll have to find it. But yeah, the two fat girls were dancing, and I go, hey, check those, check them out. And Joe's like, yeah, yeah, Craig Reed would have a blast with that. And I was like, who is that guy? And Joe goes, oh, you don't know who Craig Reed is, Chris. And I was like, no, man. Of course, that night I was talking to Billy Powell's brother and I didn't even know it. And Joe's the kind of guy, he kind of tells you later shit. It's like, well, you were talking to Billy Powell's brother like 30 minutes ago. And I was like, I was? And he goes, yeah, you didn't know that? And then there were some guys that he introduced me that played with the Allman Brothers. And, I just didn't know who the hell they were, but they were probably somebody pretty famous. But Joe, he's a nut. He is a nut. Um, yeah, so anyway, let me just move along here. Yeah, Mickey Wilson's the one that said, seen Clapton and Muddy Waters in 77. He said they were damn good, but I don't know when it was that Clapton was such an alcoholic and a heroin addict that he was just walking around with his guitar on stage is when I saw him. I think that was in '77. Yeah, when I read that off of there. But it just sucked. But my bad, because I thought, J.J. Kale was on there and he wasn't. So let me see here. Scooter Weed, is it possible to get Leon's son Lily on the show? Well, we tried that once before. Didn't work out too good.
Yeah, we'll have to
Kind of like,
give it another attempt.
yeah,
Uh,
we'll have to give it another try.
somebody asked where Leon's those black boots with the what's that color? Uh, Aqua. The aqua type of stuff. They're black with like aqua on them. He had boots and a vest. And they asked where those were. And I said, I imagine Lee still has those. And
Yeah.
I think Kathy Gozzi got a hold of little Lee and or Lee, and he said, "Yeah, I have those." So yeah, those were real cool. He paid a lot of money for those boots and that vest.
I believe I have his phone number. I know I talked to him on the
Dad knows how
phone.
to get a hold of him.
Yeah, so maybe we can get him on again. I don't know what he's up to. He was going through a little time there for a while. But yeah, we can start trying to work on that there Scooter Weed. Tina Oresco, I just saw the Frankie Valley thing. Oh my God, people actually pay to see him. Yeah, man, that guy's like a robot now, man. It's just disturbing. It's very disturbing to watch that now. Frankie Valley performing lately. He's like 90 years old and he's walking around and he's barely even lifting the microphone to his mouth and his mouth is barely moving. And then they got him uh, lip syncing to his like music when he was 20.
Oh yeah, he's just like moving his lips. He's not even hardly breathing, and he doesn't blink at all. He just
Yeah.
looks like Joe Biden, just starry-eyed, and he
Somebody said that in here about you, Craig. They said, Craig, blink for crying out loud. I forget who it was. I don't know if I'll make it to
Heck,
that.
I drink that 2 cups of coffee during these things.
Yeah, Tina
I don't never drink coffee, except when I do these things, and I perk.
Tina Resco says, Craig, go ahead and blink. Which reminds me of old Gary Busey. Have anybody seen Gary Busey lately? Yeah, man, Gary Busey got messed up, man. He's looking rough.
Yeah, yeah, he does.
I mean, he didn't look too bad like about 5 years ago. He was going around doing a lot of interviews, and something happened to him here recently. I don't know.
What do you think
There's
about Will Smith suddenly passing away?
what? I didn't even know that.
That's what I heard.
You did?
Yeah,
Really?
uh-huh.
I had no idea. I have to
Kind
check
of
into that.
kind of peculiar after this Diddy thing's going down. People are disappearing and
So
dying.
he actually passed away?
From what I heard, yeah.
That's a lot of times on FakeBook they put wrong shit on
I
there.
know that, but that's what I was just thinking. But there was somebody said that he actually passed away
Huh.
after because he had some illness or something.
Really? Let me see if I can bring this up here. Okay, I got him on Wikipedia. That'll tell. No, he's still alive, Craig. He's 56 years old.
Really?
Yeah, he ain't
Oh, that
dead.
must have been some fake stuff I saw.
Yeah, he's still around. He's got to go to jail.
Maybe that's what this is all about. I don't know. I thought that was awful weird.
Um, Cheesehead. Hey, Griff. I was at the same site of the crash where the oak tree was with my wife a few months after Gary passed away. if you look on the corner of the road, you'll see some gravestones. Ask Joe Crimp who's buried there. Really, that seemed like to me that's in a neighborhood. Yeah, because when I was there, it's like there's some like grassy median dividing the road, and there's used to be a bunch of trees in the middle of that median, and then the teen center was there. But that was now Gene takes people to an oak tree that Joe says that's not the tree, Griff. And
I don't think that tree's even there anymore, is it?
No, it's not. And I asked Gene, I said, what tree is that you're taking people to? And he goes, oh, that's the other tree he hit. And then somebody that was there goes, so this isn't the tree, Gene? And Gene goes, I don't give a damn what oak tree you go to. Gary's hit every oak tree in Jacksonville.
Oh, I think I've told the story about when I went on that Gene Odom tour.
Did you go on a tour with Gene?
Yeah.
You did?
During the 30th anniversary, I think it was. I went down there and I went on that tour, and we actually, I had to. He goes by Rossington's childhood home, and that's where his sister lives.
Yeah, right.
And I said, stop! I'm going to run up to the door. I know her, so I ran up to the door and rang.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. But she wasn't home, or she didn't answer.
Oh, no
the door
shit!
anyways.
Because Gene's always he says, man, when I go with him, he goes, man, hurry up, let's get out of here. She don't like it when people stop.
Well, I stopped. I made him stop. We had a big bus. There was a bus full of people, and I made him.
What
stop.
do you think she would have said? Oh, that was Brandon Miller's bus.
No. This was the 30-year thing.
Oh,
years ago.
Oh, a long time ago.
Yeah, years ago. This was still when I was still married and stuff.
What do you think she'd have said if you'd have knocked on her door?
Oh, I don't know. She
probably would have said, Craig. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I hadn't seen her for a long time.
How much older is she than Gary?
No, his younger sister.
She's younger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, younger sister.
Yeah, she got the house, I guess.
But my story was leading to, we went to the oak tree, and people were taking their knife and taking and scraping bark off that tree, and somebody come by me and was giving me a piece of bark about I don't know, inch and a half wide and about 4 inches long or something like that. And I went, oh, I don't want that. And I said, oh, what the hell? Give me that thing, you know? So by the time I got home with it, it had busted in 3 pieces. So I thought it'd be amusing to put it up on eBay and sell it, you know?
Yeah.
So I got $150 for that piece of that damn oak tree.
Well, I mean,
so then a few months later or a year later or whatever, I said, I'm gonna try to sell another piece of that oak tree. And I sold another piece of it for $150. And then I had another piece left. So a year later, I sold another piece. I got $150 for it. So I got $450 for that little piece of bark off that oak tree, and gave away documents of authenticity that said this was the oak tree that Gary hit. Come to find out, it's not even that tree.
No, he did.
And I got $450 for a little piece of freaking tree bark about 4 inches long.
But he did hit it.
I didn't know.
Yeah, he did hit it another time. Gene said that was a different. He said Ronnie was getting mad because
it was in the middle of the median. How did he?
Yeah, he said Ronnie was getting pissed because he kept wrecking the car, and that was another tree that he hit. But which reminds me is I got this and this isn't fake. This is some real shit. This is a piece of the dock, and I made a little shadow box. It's got a letter of authenticity right there, and it's got a little card in there that Gene signed both of them. It's got a little poker chip here on the side, or the wooden nickel with me and Craig, and then this is the original piece of the dock. And somebody who's a good friend of the show is getting this for Christmas. His wife was checking to see what I had. But anyway, so yeah, I hope that don't blow it. But that could be anybody. But I've got other ones in here too, which I'll be offering up as soon as I get them made. But they're pretty cool. That's some real stuff. But yeah, I know Gene took me over to that oak tree and he cut a piece off and he gave it to me, and I was like, cool, I've got it somewhere. But I could go back there and get a whole bag full of that bark off of that tree, you know.
I thought that was the most humorous. That I said, man, I ought to go in the Guinness Book of World's Record for the most anybody ever got for a 4-inch piece of freaking tree bark.
Well, hey man, that's some history, you know. And you got the Stoned Roadie giving it a letter of authenticity. That made it, you know, made it legit. So
I think it's pretty amusing.
You thought it was the tree that was in the song.
But if anybody feels like they're ripped off, send me that piece of oak piece back, and I'll give you 150 back for it. And send me the letter of authenticity, and I'll give you 160 for postage. If you feel like you're cheated.
I don't know, man. I would keep it. I would keep it.
I think it's funny.
Yeah, so yeah, Cheesehead. The gravestones. I don't know about that. I'll ask Joe Crimp about it if he knows of any gravestones over there, but I don't know of any gravestones. Let me see. Robin Blankenship says, "Am I freezing up at all, Craig? Did I clear up?"
Yeah, you're all right. You did once for a half a second, and then a little bit a second.
Yeah.
Just momentarily.
Yeah, Robin Blankenship says, yes, a woman from her window caught that lazy mailman dumping the mail. She videoed him, and I guess she did it with her phone. He got a surprise later. That's like that lady who saw the guy leaving that tried to shoot Trump at the golf course. You know, nowadays you got to watch out what you do, man. There's a lot of ladies with their cameras, a lot of Karens.
Everybody's got a camera, yeah.
There's a lot of Karens checking out everything you do, man. You got to be careful what you do with these cameras.
Used to be you couldn't get into a concert with any kind of camera. Now everybody's got a camera. You couldn't stop it. Now everybody's making videos of.
Yeah, as long as it's your phone, they don't complain. But if you bring in some kind of a recording device, like, you know, professional recording looking device, they get a little sensitive over that because, you know, they don't want you selling their concert.
Those phones take pretty
def.
good videos these days.
Yeah, they do. They really do. And so many people got them. There's really not a whole lot you can do about it. Mulcahy talks about the bobby hat that Leon had. He said that I guess he had one before that too, or something. But if you guys want to read his comment that has to do with the bobby hat and Leon, he knew Leon pretty well, and he's got a whole story written there in the comments.
He's got a beige one. He had a beige one and a black one,
yeah,
he had a beige one too.
Yeah. So he knows the story on that. If you guys want to go, that's a long story in there. I can't read it all here, but check it out in the comments. Anytime you see him post in the comments. It's pretty interesting stuff. You guys ought to read it.
Well, you can see in this picture here, Leon's got the hat on that's similar to my pilot's hat.
Yeah, where did he get that hat at? That was a cop hat.
It's like you asked me that one question before if Leon was always into hats. It's like Alan never wore a hat and Billy never wore a hat. But everybody else wore a hat. Steve really never wore a hat, but Ed wore cowboy hats and different hats, and Bob wore cowboy hats, but Billy and Alan never wore hats. They were but
Yeah.
ones that never wore hats.
But Leon looks a little bit like Axl Rose in that picture.
Yeah, but he had all kind of freaking hats. But yeah, I don't. It was just like I said. Everybody was known for wearing hats except for Billy and Alan. And Alan wore that Robin Hood hat, the one with the feather in it. That's the only one he ever wore.
That's kind of weird. Like that picture you got behind you, Craig. Ronnie was older than all of them, right?
Yeah.
And Gary was like a couple years younger, and they were all about the same age as Gary.
Gary's younger than me, yeah. Gary's a year younger than me.
And was Ed older than Gary, or
yeah,
he was?
Older, yeah.
Was Ed?
I think Bob was a year older too.
But Ronnie was the oldest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just hard to believe, all those guys are no longer here, and there you are sitting in front of them, and you outlived them all, man, and that's just a crazy. Yeah. It's got to sometimes freak you out, man. When
and my lifestyle was damn near as hard as theirs were. I mean, I realized that Ronnie died in the plane crash, but the rest of them basically committed suicide.
Yeah, I mean, it's
really all the shit that they did.
Except for Gary, I guess. I mean, Gary.
Well, Gary was pretty bad at one point. He was,
Well, I mean, in the end, he
was no angel.
He was conscientious
He was no stranger to drugs by no means.
Yeah. Well, everybody, was young when they died, but it's just got to be weird to you, man. You hung out with those guys and you knew them, and you go and you look at that picture, and they were all your buddies, and you're sitting in front of them right now. I'm going, damn, that would freak me out. I mean, I've lost a lot of friends, but I don't have a picture of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 friends that are no longer here. You know what I mean? How many people out there watching this podcast have a picture of 7 friends and they're no longer here? That's That's a pretty crazy shit right there, man.
I went to the Moose Lodge last night. Saw a friend of mine. He's a guitar player, and I used to date his sister back right before I got with Skynyrd. And he said, yeah, my sister's just got back out of the hospital. She went in just for a checkup, and they found a spot in her head, and then luckily they found it, and I guess it was cancerous, and they got it out. But it's just
and I had a couple friends that
life immediately.
Right after I got my accident, I was still on my cane, and my buddy Jeff and Johnny, we went and had lunch, and they were laughing at me about being on a cane. Ha ha, old man, and I was like, man, I got ran over by a car, and well, we feel great, they said. And 2 years after that, they're both dead now. And
wow.
I mean, I remember just like it was yesterday, we're sitting there having lunch and they were laughing at me. Well, that was like 3 years ago, And then Jeff died, and then Johnny and I were freaking out because Jeff died. We're like, damn, can't believe Jeff died, And then I get a phone call, Johnny died. I'm like, no way, we were just talking about Jeff dying. So yeah, man, you guys go out there and live your life, man, because we're we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah, I was listening to the radio and they said Max Miller was running for a mayor or something. I went, Max Miller? I know Max Miller. And I goes, no, that was Maynard's brother. And yeah, Max died. And I said, God, matter of fact, Maynard, I've graduated with Maynard. God, he died freaking 25 years ago or more. 30 years ago, maybe. I don't know. A long time ago. God, it's amazing that people died.
Yeah, if you really want to freak yourself out, go back and look at, like, if you're on Facebook and a lot of your friends that died, and go read your messages from them that, when you were like, I remember talking with Jeff and Johnny and Ben, a friend of mine that died in a car wreck, and just a bunch of guys that I knew, and Kathy. You remember Kathy Terrio, right?
Oh my
Greg?
God, yeah.
And I was looking at all of them's messages, and I was remembering the conversations we had, and I was thinking, damn, I've got a lot of friends that aren't here anymore, man. It's getting a little weird. And then I started thinking about you, Craig. I was like, man, I think I got it bad. Craig, his whole clan of friends are all dead, and he's the only one left. Like, well, except for Artimus. In that picture behind you, Artimus is still kicking.
That's when Gary got his teeth knocked out in the with the hitting the dashboard of the Torino.
When it hit the tree?
I'm not sure if that was that time or not.
He was wrecking that car all the time, wasn't he?
He knocked that's what he's showing. He knocked his tooth out. Yeah, he knocked his tooth out, and me and a couple of the roadies, while they were up on stage, while Gary was out there playing, because he didn't want to smile to the crowd because he had his teeth knocked out. So me and a couple of the roadies were back there, and we had black tape on our tooth, and we'd smile at Gary. And Ronnie thought it was kind of funny one time, but yeah, he didn't find it amusing after a couple times. Really? Yeah.
Didn't Ronnie knock Gary's tooth out once too?
We were being disruptive, but we were out there. We were out there to be serious, not to be monkeying around with our,
What did he tell you, to stop doing that?
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, he didn't. A little bit was okay, but that's enough. Get serious here. Yeah, he was like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He'd find something funny once for a little bit, but that's enough. Let's get back to business. Yeah. Yeah,
okay,
that was
so
cute.
You had your fun.
That was cute. That was funny. Okay, back to work.
Well, that's how he kept that band so great.
Yeah. That was funny. Hope you remember that one.
Does he have that Sam shirt on? Is that the Sam shirt?
I think that is the Sam shirt. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just some crazy shit.
And there's another Leon hat, the safari hat. Leon's got on the safari hat in this one.
Oh, yeah. Then, Jeff, back in the comments, you remember we were talking about, how all these girls think that their nails are so important, and we're like, we don't, that shit don't matter. Well, Jeff says, you guys were discussing ladies' hands before. The first thing I look at are their hands. If their hands aren't clean, neither is their coochie. Yeah, I'll go along with that, man. You don't want to be going out with some chick with some dirty fingernails, going around. I don't think I've ever seen a girl with dirty nails unless she's out gardening or something. Most women, keep their nails.
If women today didn't dye their hair blonde and wear makeup and would wear jeans and just a shirt like a guy, you couldn't tell them from a fat man. You know, that's the truth. You couldn't tell a woman from a fat man if they didn't have all that fake shit on. You know,
Never really thought about that, but
you
you might
couldn't.
be.
You couldn't. It would look like a fat man if they didn't dye their hair blonde and put on the makeup and you put them on men's clothing. You couldn't tell if it was a man or a woman.
Yeah, that's I guess you stick
They
a
don't. They're
flannel shirt on them and a pair of
yeah.
jeans, and they put the hair in a
It just looks
ponytail
like a man with gray hair and or whatever. Seems like women are getting older. They're getting gray hair prematurely these days. It seems like women are just getting old faster than men. I don't know why.
I don't know, man. There's like a few girls at my high school reunion that really look good for their age. I have to say that some of them I was like, wow, that's unbelievable, how they still look so good. But they're probably looking at me going, look at that old son of a bitch, you know? And when you're looking at somebody and you think they're looking old, you got to think about yourself,
I'm the oldest anywhere I go. I went out last night to the Moose. I was the oldest person there.
But were you the slimmest?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Well, they probably think you got worms or something. Which leads me to Jeff says, nice dinner talk. Hey, Johnny, go grab the flashlight and let me check your asshole for parasites.
Oh, God.
And then Jeff says, I think he's a little ass hurt. He says, I bid on Kathy's photos and no mention of it. And I talked to Craig about that, and Craig said, well, it wasn't enough to mention. So I don't think Craig thought that was a high enough bid to mention there, Jeff. So what's going on with
she was, he was complaining about there being a signature on it to Kathy. So, she had it restored anyways, so it's not really
original,
a factual signature. So she's just gonna have to Kathy taken off of it and just.
Oh well, that wouldn't be worth a whole lot then anyway.
No, it wouldn't. It's just
So what he offered,
what's his name? Robert Wheatley. She's gonna send him one.
Are they up for auction still or not? What's going on with it?
It's
So I don't know what's going on with that, Jeff.
She's gonna do something else with it. She knows about the bid, but I think she paid more than that to have him restored.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So what did he offer?
It's for a donation, so.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's between you and Craig. I don't know anything about what's going on there, but
I forget who it was, to tell you the truth. I don't know. I just said, well, I told Kathy, I said, man, it's not a very good bid. She said, well, she would take the signature off. I said, well, it's really not a true signature anyways, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, ask her if she's still selling it or not.
I got other fish to fry.
Let me see. David Hester. I wonder if Craig is ever getting any exercise. I was cleaning out some of my property. Man, it was a workout. No, Craig doesn't get any exercise because I asked him, I said, Craig, do you get exercise? And he said, well, don't you get on your tractor sometimes and go cut the grass or?
No, I haven't cut the grass for 2 years.
Really?
I haven't.
What's the farthest you've walked in, say, the past week?
I walked down to get the mail. Yeah, that's 1,000 feet. No, I ride my Banshee. That's a
pretty good exercise.
That's a workout riding that thing. Keep doing
Yeah.
But
you got a video of that too.
But I take a hot bath every day, and that's how I get my heart rate up. That's kind of what I'm concerned with on my heart rate. But I do isometrics. I sit and move muscles, and I have some 15-pound weights I mess around with during the day. It's not like I don't do anything. I do, you know, like I said, just little stupid stuff, but it keeps me in shape.
Well, sometimes people go out and when they're old and they start doing stuff, they end up falling down and breaking their hip or something, and then they're a cripple the rest of their life. So there's a lot to be said for not doing anything. And you seem to be doing all right. So, I mean, if you make it to 80, and I think you will.
Well, I'm 74 and I'm
Yeah.
the healthiest patient my doctor has. So
Yeah, so I don't see you having a problem of making it to 80. And if the Stone
he
Roadie
just
makes it
says,
to
"I'll see
80,
you next year."
yeah, I mean, that's
You
some
know.
pretty crazy shit right there, man. That's um old biker. Yeah, this is the guy who said J.J. Cale and Eric Clapton did not play together in the 70s. And I stand corrected on that. You're probably right. I thought he was there, but yeah, I definitely saw Eric Clapton in 77, and he sucked really bad. And I wish I could have seen him when he didn't, because I know he's great, in concert. It's just he was going through some shit right then at that time, you know. So that's why even what Alan and Gary were disappointed when they
Oh,
saw him.
they were like, what did I just witness? Oh my God.
Yeah,
That
that's
wasn't my hero. It couldn't have been. Don't tell me. What a disappointment. Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy.
well, that does it for the questions and the comments, Craig. And it's a Monday. It's time to wrap it up. And hope everybody has a great day at work. And pretty soon it's going to be Thanksgiving and it's going to be Christmas. So get all the overtime you can so you can get those Christmas presents.
Yeah, it's like I was telling Griff, man, after doing that show Friday, Saturday, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I said, doing another one Friday morning. I said, man, I'm not that entertaining, Griff, and neither are you, man. God dang, I don't do a whole bunch, and there's not a lot to talk about, when you're 74 years old and like I am, and
Well, we did talk about some pretty cool Skynyrd stuff. I didn't have a lot of Skynyrd stuff written down, but we went over some of the bands that I was asking if you remembered playing with them. So that was kind of interesting. And yeah, we always find something to do with Skynyrd, but there's other things we talk about too, like the fat people and politics.
yeah, well, all right. Well, that's been another Stone Roadie show, and it's like tomorrow. Get out and do some voting, and
Oh yeah.
if you're gonna vote for that evil person, you better do some soul searching. In my opinion. So
Yeah.
that's a wrap. Cut.
Don't vote for her.